Hello everyone. Compared to the show's earlier seasons, Rick and Morty Season 7 has been a huge letdown, and this issue has plagued every episode so far. The voice of the main characters in Rick and Morty's 7th season will not be provided by co-creator Justin Roiland. Ian Cardoni and Harry Belden took over as Rick and Morty, respectively, after Roiland was sacked from the program due to a number of unsettling claims. Even though Cardoni and Belden are almost exact replicas of Rick and Morty, they sound a bit strange in the role. However, the issues with Season 7 extend well beyond just dissimilar-sounding people. The primary issues with Rick and Morty Season 7 are mostly literary in nature rather than issues with the voice cast. The fact that Morty has been neglected in favor of Rick's solitary escapades has been one of the primary complaints leveled at Season 7. It's Rick's unusual relationship with his grandson that gives this program its distinct vibe. It would be a betrayal to Morty and the whole series to leave him behind. Even if that were to be ignored, there are significant narrative problems with Rick's solo excursions that raise the possibility that the program may have reached its conclusion. Rick and Morty Season 7 has basically recycled sitcom cliches in its first 3 episodes. The show's success may be attributed to its ability to think creatively and explore concepts and plots that other television shows had not dabbled in. However, the 7th season sticks to the tried-and-true comedy formula, thinking beyond the box. Rick and his buddies try an intervention for Mr. Poop-a-Butthole in Season 7. Episode 1, How Poopy Got His Poop Back, which swiftly turns into a wild night of partying with Hugh Jackman. Numerous other comedies have used the intervention gone awry plotline. Rick and Morty's distinctive uniqueness is absent. Rick and Jerry trade bodies in the Jarek Trap, the second episode, a la Freaky Friday. Although the body swap concept a la Freaky Friday was mocked long before Rick and Morty attempted it, in episodes of Family Guy, Futurama, Big Mouth, Wizards of Waverly Place, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Still, it was an entertaining setting. An episode of Dan Harmon's former show, Community, also played with this cliché. The comedic plotlines of Air Force One, Episode 3, are well known and include running into an ex-girlfriend and attempting to stop 2 acquaintances from dating. Season 7 of Rick and Morty can't let go of old storylines. In addition to recycling plots from other sitcoms, Rick and Morty has also recycled plots from its own previous seasons in Season 7. The majority of the humor in How Poopy Got His Poop Back comes from Rick's inebriated antics with his pals, although this has been seen in a number of earlier episodes, beginning with Season 1, Episode 11, Ricksy Business, in which Rick hosted a large party at the Smith residence. The same enemies-turned-friends narrative that Rick and Jerry experienced in Season 3, Episode 5, The Whirly Direly Conspiracy, and Season 5, Episode 5, A Mortican Grickfitty, is followed in the Jarek Trap. Will Rick and Jerry ever become buddies again? The notion of body swapping seems novel at first, especially when Rick and Jerry combine their bodies into a single super being in the latter act of the Jarek Trap. However, it quickly retells the tiny Rick plot from Season 2, Episode 7, Big Trouble in Little Sanchez, as soon as it becomes apparent that Rick is imprisoned in this new body and longs to be free. The 3 previous Rick and Morty tales are repeated in Air Force One. Much better previous episodes addressed Rick's feud with the president, his doubts about Dr. Wong's therapy's efficacy, and his sporadic relationship with Unity, explaining the conflicting reviews for Rick and Morty Season 7 and how it compares to previous season. The fact that the 7th season of Rick and Morty is the first in the show's history to get mixed reviews from critics, many of them negative, just goes to demonstrate how much the series' overall quality is being impacted by unoriginal narrative. Rotten Tomatoes gives Season 7 a fresh score of 73%. While this score isn't bad, it shows mostly good reviews. It is much lower than it was for every season before. With the exception of Season 5, which received an 86%, every preceding season's score was in the 92nd. It's evident that compared to previous seasons, Season 7 is receiving a lot more bad reviews. The famously unpredictable series has suffered from going into a holding pattern, despite the recasting being hailed as seamless, according to the general opinion on Rotten Tomatoes. It seems from all of the bad Rick and Morty Season 7 reviews that the once brilliant and inventive show has ran out of fresh concepts. Rick and Morty's past seasons were praised for their audacity and unpredictable nature. The show had an opportunity to reinvent itself after losing Roiland, but Season 7 is sadly unambitious. The show's approach from previous seasons is not being followed by the writers, who are sticking to well-known plots in their comfort zones.